Hello, audience. Welcome to my show. My name is Sharonica Outlaw, and the name of my show is Emulating Meticulous Motivational Affirmations. Today, I have a special guest here today by the name of Cheyenne Reynolds. How are you, Cheyenne?
Hi, I'm good. I'm great.
Good. Glad to hear. Glad to have you here, that's for sure.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Cheyenne Reynolds. I just had a birthday. I just turned 30 years old.
Oh, wow. Special 30. Does it feel any different?
It will. It will. I had a horrible experience leading up to it. I was crying. I was, it was a lot going on, but it's
going through that 30 stage?
Yeah.
Oh, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Try 50.
I'm like, what am I gonna do? It's not gonna stop. But yeah, I just started my own company called the Take Care Co.
Okay, great.
And yeah, so I'm just trying to do that, raising my babies.
Okay.
2 boys. And I'm just trying to be out here.
Okay.
Just trying to live out here, trying to survive.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not. So.
Not easy. So you mentioned that you have 2 boys.
I have 2 boys.
Oh, what are their names and their ages?
Zane and Cree.
Tell me a little bit about each
Ziggy
one.
and Cree. Zane is 6, and Cree is one. He's gonna turn 2 in June. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about each one of them, their personalities.
Well, okay. So Zane is my laid-back child. Cree is the rambunctious one. He gets into everything. He's my artist also. They both are very creative, but Cree, he keep a crayon in his hand.
Okay.
So, and Zane, he's very relaxed. He's very, that's my loving child. He's very peaceful, very, don't want no problems.
Okay. Is he a mama's boy?
He's not as much as a mama's boy as Cree is.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, great. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Peekskill, born there.
Where's Peekskill?
Peekskill, people say it's up north. What can I say? Like near Ossining.
Okay.
Up there. And then raised half my life there, raised half my life in New Rochelle. I moved to New Rochelle when I was like 10 years old with my dad. So I had the best of both worlds.
Okay. Also, you live with mom and dad?
Live with my dad, yeah.
So how was it like living with separate parents?
To me, I didn't really see I'm living with my mom, I'm living with my dad.
Okay.
Because my dad was always in my life, even when I was with my mom. I always saw them. I always was with, one or the other at that time. But I would say for living with my dad and the latter part of my growing up, adolescent, teenage years, it was a little weird. It did get a little because, daddy's girl, dad is the protective over the, baby girl type. So, it was an experience in both parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any siblings?
I have siblings. I have 7 sisters and
really 7 sisters?
Yeah.
And 2 brothers?
And 3 brothers.
From both parents, or how does that work?
Well, so yeah, I have 3 sisters, 2 sisters, and a brother from my mom's side.
Okay.
And the rest are my dad's side. I have 3 brothers, 1 on my mom, 2 on my dad, and a gang of sisters.
And what are their age range?
50.
Where do you fall?
50 and below, and I'm the baby.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
50?
50.
Wow.
My older sister just turned 50.
Wow.
Her birthday, so. Yeah, it's a blessing. I just said it's a blessing to have so many siblings and have people to lean on. Being that I am the baby, my parents, everybody's getting older, and it's kind of like I need somewhere to lean on in all ranges,
Okay.
So.
Were any of them a role model for you?
I wouldn't say role model-esque, because I was the baby of, at the time when I was younger, my closest in age sibling was 6 years, so that was a gap in itself.
Yes.
I look at all of them honestly as role models and people I can lean on or look to for advice or certain things that I go through. I would say each of my siblings have something that I have grabbed from.
Okay,
To make
perfect.
me who I am.
Perfect. Because I grew up in a rough home. It was quite difficult. There was 6 of us, 4 boys, 2 girls.
Right.
And the boys have a tendency to fight with the girls, and the girls become so tomboyish. So we fought a lot.
Yeah.
And as we became older, due to my mother's illness, she suffered from schizophrenia. And there was a lot of health conditions that she went through trying to raise 5 children. And I give her the utmost respect because she never gave up, even though it was very difficult. Yeah, there were times that she forgot to feed us or what have you, but the one thing that stayed in me for all these years is she never left through it all, no matter what challenges we had as a kid. And it's awesome because when I see children growing up, and I've known you since you were a lot younger, and now that you've all grown up, and I haven't seen you in quite a few years. And it just amazes me that over the years, through all the challenges and difficulties, you are trying to find your way. You're really trying to find your way, get into your own business, which is not the easiest thing to do, of course, And myself also get into what I enjoy doing, and that's helping people, overcome, whether it be from stress, anxiety, schizophrenia, anything within those fields, or just relationships in general. So my story is, as I was coming up, I always enjoyed being with people, being around and associating myself around people. And I found that later on in my life, I had said to myself, why not do something different? I started seeing different things after my mother had passed away in 2016, April of 2016. So I started seeing sequences of numbers. So I questioned it for a period of time because I didn't understand it. So I looked it up. And when certain things happen in your life, it's very important that you understand what's going on, whether you look it up, because there are other people going through similar situations. So when I looked it up, I found a gentleman by the name of Ralph Smart. And he was going over all these sequences of number, whether it be 111 or 1111. And as I started studying motivation, I said, you know what? As much as I like to blab my mouth and help others, maybe this is my calling. Maybe this is what I should be doing. And I absolutely love it. I love being in front of people, seeing people grow, helping them, whether it be in advertising or anything else it is. So what is it that you do to inspire people?
Okay, so, it's so funny that you say all of that. Because, I've always been, I don't want to use the word spiritual because I didn't know what spiritual was when I was younger or even teenage. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but it's always been in me to be one with peace and, just things that other people wouldn't really say, oh, that's, people would say like, oh, that's, whatever. I'm not sure, whatever you want to say, but I started, as I got older and, even speaking with my mother, because me and my mother are both Pisces. I don't know if you are into zodiacs and astrology, but that stuff we take seriously.
Okay, I am, but tell them a little bit about having 2 Pisces.
Oh man, it's great, and then it's like, all right.
What are the personality traits?
So, very spiritual people, very loving people, just want peace for all mankind, and I wear this faithfully, this peace sign. Never took it off. My mom gave it to me. I don't even know how many years ago.
Wow. How special.
it's symbolic to me because it's who I am and it's what I want. But like you, getting back to what you were saying about the numbers, like they call them angel numbers.
Yes.
And I see them literally every day. And I had to get to a place where I understood what I was going through, and I understood myself, and I understood that things, things will be what they are. When you focus and pay attention to your surroundings, then you will begin to kind of just go through life a little bit better, a little bit easier. Not saying that you're not going to go through things, but you'll understand the things. So I see those numbers every day myself.
Okay, so did you find that, because I know for me, it was, actually, I'll be honest with you, I thought I was going crazy because everywhere I went, whether it be license plates, whether it be at work, I saw sequences of 1111, people walking
Receipts
out after
from the store.
Receipts from just
every day.
Oh my God! It just amazes me because I met a customer that was into angel numbers. Ironically, they were discussing right next to me, and they were talking about sequences of numbers, and it just so happened I had asked a question, being that they were talking about it, and I explained to them that I was seeing numbers and I didn't understand it. And what was so ironic was when she picked up her phone, it read 222.
Yeah.
Amazed me, just totally
right
amazed
at that
me.
moment, right?
And I get these moments all the time. So what she had me do was, she said, you know what, sweetie, you're not going crazy. She said that you need to look it up. So I was like, oh, wow. So I came across, when I got home, I was so excited to find out, this new adventure in my life. So I came across this gentleman by the name of Ralph Smart, and he listed numbers, sequences in 1111, 111, etc., etc. So I started studying it, and it said 111 was the beginning of awakening and, getting into your new being. And just totally amazed me. And so that's pretty much how I got into it and how it started changing my life. And I said to myself, you know what? If this is what I need to be doing in terms of motivation, because I love to talk, and I talk other people's problems out, and that's just what I do. So I said to myself, you know what? Maybe this is my calling.
Yeah.
Maybe this is what I need to be doing in my life.
Because I kind of went through the same awakening as you did. It's like, well, maybe this... Well, I always knew, like, helping people is something I always wanted to do. I just didn't know how.
Right.
And people say, oh, there's so many ways to help people. You can become a doctor. You can do, X, Y, and Z. And I just knew those types of things just weren't for me. I just didn't know what was for me. I didn't know, what being spiritual was. I didn't know any of that. So it just kind of came upon me in little ways, stepping stones. And yeah, same here. I just want to help people. I think talking to people, and people gravitate towards me anyway, and, in a sense of talking, and figuring things out. I help other people more than I help myself. So
isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's
I find myself being the mother figure, and this is what people call me, it's my mom. I'm like, okay, I'm a mom everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Not only when I'm home.
It's good.
But you know what? That's what we're here for. We're here to help others as we grow.
Yeah.
So that's part of life.
Yeah, so.
Sure enough.
Yeah. I mean, I even had, on the way here, when I was coming here earlier, I had, my energy sucked out of me. I was happy, had my energy in the right place, and then it just got taken away from me like that.
Wow.
And I just couldn't, I had to tell myself, don't submit to it. Don't submit. Don't let yourself be taken out of your character. And it took a minute, and I was like crying. I was like, how do I get my energy back? I was crying and all this other stuff, and then I made a stop to my sister's house, and I'm washing my hands because I grabbed food real quick. I'm washing my hands at her sink, and I look up, and in the little cabinet or whatever, she had a bill. I don't want to put her business out there, but the bill read a number.
Okay.
It was 444.
Wow.
And I just was like, okay.
It's supposed
my
to
spirit
happen.
guides were like, okay, we're right here. So I just was like, okay.
Such a guidance, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, it'll also tell you, whether you should be doing something or you should
Yes.
be doing. And you know what I find that when I'm out of sync, I don't see the numbers as frequently, and I know I'm offline. Maybe I need to do a little more praying, or maybe I did something that I wasn't supposed to do, so I find myself asking for forgiveness just in case I'm out of line. Because, just because you have faith and you believe in these things, that don't mean that you don't come out of line or say things out of the ordinary. So, I mean, we're human. It is what it is. But for the most part, when it's like that, I find when I'm back on track, the numbers start flowing again. Consistent.
Yeah. See, for me, it's the opposite. When I feel like that, I see them probably at the right time. Like it'll just come to me like, focus yourself, put yourself back, come back to the ground, and, so it's like kind of the opposite with me.
Yeah, well, because we're different and we see things differently, and what keeps me aligned is I'm always chasing these numbers. I'm always looking to reach higher levels and asking for answers. How do I get there? So I guess that's why it comes to me, or it gets taken away from me the way that it does, as opposed to you being the opposite.
Right.
So, therefore, I have another question for you.
Okay. So,
what made you decide to be in the field that you're in? Why did you gravitate towards this type of field?
So life experiences, going through things. Like I said, I just turned 30, but even before that, I felt very just complacent, like just comfortable and stagnant.
Yeah.
And and this is where things started to kick in, like anxiety and depression. I felt like I wasn't where I should have been, or needed to be, or was supposed to be in the eyes of whoever. And it just started a whole whirlwind of things for me. So, like I said, I went through anxiety really badly. I know some people get, there are different levels of this anxiety thing. I know I have family who get so anxious that they feel like, this is the end, and have to check themselves into the hospital just because of anxiety. Or, and I've never gotten to that place, but I struggle with anxiety and depression really badly, to the point where I just didn't know what was next. I was like, is this where I'm gonna be? Like, where my situation of where I was living was making me have anxiety. Worrying about, am I gonna keep a roof over my head? My son, I only had one son at the time, and then I became pregnant with my 1-year-old, who's one now, well, my son then, and it just was always something on top of the other, and then I just was like, this ain't it. And then I just got it. Well, I've always been into, so my business, my company is the Take Care Co., and it's focused around crystal healing. Like I said, my mom is a person who brought me into the wide world of spirituality, and things happen for a reason, and just a whole bunch of things. So she introduced me to a lot of things, including crystals. So, yeah.
So what, you mentioned crystals.
Crystals, gemstones.
What actually are the crystals, gemstones? What do they do for people? Does it help with depression, anxiety? What is it that it actually...
So crystals and gemstones, obviously rocks come from the earth.
Yes.
The earth carries very powerful minerals, just natural, very natural. And people don't realize, but energy is in everything around us, especially if it comes from the earth.
That's right, I believe that.
So,
yes.
So gemstones and crystals carry energy, and each one does something different. The energy does something different, and You just have to be a very spiritual person to even believe in that, and for it to work for you. So if you're not really like, it's not going to work for you, and you have to put intent into them. You have to cleanse them. You have to talk to them in order for their energy to work for you. So there are different ones. Like I wear, I don't know why I don't have it today, but I wear a necklace that's like a locket.
Okay.
And you can put different, as long as they're small enough, you can put different ones inside. And I have like, my necklace has like turquoise in it, which is like a protective stone. It has a love, rose quartz, which is like a love stone. I can't remember which other ones I put in there such a long time ago, but I can tell you like a hematite crystal or gemstone is for grounding, evoking, how do you say, deep thought, like stuff like that. So there's a crystal for everything. I don't want to sound like this lady's cuckoo, but there's a gemstone and a crystal for everything, and you literally have to put your intent into your heart. And when you cleanse them, when I cleanse mine, I use sage. So I smudge it with sage, and when you're doing that, you put your thought and your intent into what you want from them, what you want them to do for you.
So are you asking it to heal you? How does that work?
Whatever it is I need to do. If I'm having a bad day, I will go to my crystals and I'll be like, help me to have the courage to get through this day. Help me to practice self-love today. Help me to, it's anything you need. Focus. If you need help focusing, yourself. If you need motivation. If you need to spark your creativity. If you need really anything. If you need tranquility. If you need to help calm yourself down, or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it helps in all areas. So let's say if because people have a hard time having an open mind. You gotta have an open mind when you're dealing with the things that you're dealing with. Holistic remedies.
Right.
So if a person is dealing with anxiety, depression, and you show them how it works or what have you, so it'd be a form of healing in a way as well, as opposed to being medicated or anything like that. So it's more finding out who you are within yourself.
Right, 100%, yeah.
Okay, great.
And I wouldn't say, don't listen to your doctor, don't take these medications, but consider it as an add-on or even an alternative if you really want to get serious about practicing it.
Yeah, because a lot of times when people are medicated, they believe that the medication is actually working for them.
Right.
Because that's in their mind.
Right.
So it's pretty much the same thing, that if you have something that's holistic, that's something that comes from the earth, the universe, this is what God created, why not believe in something more holistic as opposed to modern medicine,
and saying, that's crazy.
Which could affect other parts of your body as well. And holistic things are healing, and it's not affecting you internally.
Right, exactly.
It's more of a spiritual healing for you.
Yeah.
Now, do you believe that, because a lot of people have problems, and I hear this in the church a lot. A lot of people say, God has to come first or what have you. My belief is that how can you love or believe in anyone if you first don't love and believe in yourself?
Right.
What do you feel about that? What are your beliefs?
Well, I am still learning self-love, but I can tell you that I see a difference in myself 2-3 years ago.
Yes.
And myself today, because I learned a little bit more self-love. I've learned to be a little more selfish. So yeah, you definitely have to love yourself, and then everything else will fall into place. And it's hard. You can say love yourself. I can tell you,
easier said than done.
So, but it's more with intent, doing things for yourself, telling yourself I love myself, practicing affirmations every day is something I really had to learn, and I'm still getting there. But
aren't we all?
yeah,
Aren't we all? It's such a process.
it is. So,
and even getting to where I'm at today, you know, I took a class with a company called Toastmasters. Love, heads up to them. You know, it's amazing because it has taught me such a great lesson with working together with people, and it inspired me so much. And I remember I only had to to go to a few sessions. COVID-19 took over, and of course life takes over.
Right.
You know, it is what it is. But through going through, I would say probably maybe 3 or 4 was the max sessions that I went to. The first 2, I recall so well. Oh my God, it was amazing. I saw a couple of gentlemen and a young lady get up and they spoke, and they spoke so articulately that I was like, oh man, I just want to do that. I just want to do it. So I remember the next session that I had, I asked the young lady, I was like, can I get up and speak? And she was like, sure, get up and speak. Do you know that I actually won an award that day for the best speaker? First time getting up in front. Well, let me not say the first time because I've done it in college, you know, psychology class. You know, have to write on it.
Yeah.
But this is the first time doing it as a motivational speaker, and I really just want to see if I can do it, if I had the courage to do it.
Yeah.
And I forced myself. I said, you know what? If they can do it, why can't I? And I wish everyone would have that thought, that mindset to believe in themselves. Yeah. And not to only believe, because, you know, a lot of people become stagnated because it's not that they don't want to get somewhere. No, it's just sometimes they don't have the resources to get to where they need to get to. But there's certain things that you can do if you are an achiever. You're going to do anything and everything you need to do to make sure you get there. Right. Because this started from ground zero. This whole setup wasn't here.
Yeah, when I walked in here, I was like, oh shoot.
You know, it feels like an Oprah show.
No, yeah.
Love it. Heads up to you, Oprah. I love
I loved it. I was like, man,
And, you know, and I watched a lady by the name of Lisa Nichols. I don't know if you're familiar with her or not. She is such an inspirational person. She stands up in front of the audience and she teaches, whether it be businesses or people just going through life itself, because she started off with nothing as well. She had a son struggling. Boyfriend / husband was locked up in jail. She didn't know whether she was going or coming. Right. So what she decided to do, because you get tired of struggling, when you can't give to your child, it makes you feel less of a person, less of a parent. You know, they also have a purpose here, so we have to fight for them. So when I saw her fight for her child, and what she did was, it was such an amazing thing. She was still working for a company, so what she would do is, she would take a certain amount of money, because she didn't have a lot, she wasn't getting paid a lot, and over a certain amount of years, until she reached a certain amount of money, she was actually taking it, sending it in an envelope, a check for a certain amount of money, and then she would send it to the bank until it reached a certain amount, and she would do that consistently. So once it reached, I believe it was $50,000 or $60,000, she knew at that moment her life was going to start all. Her life was renewed. Wow. And she did something with it. And if you look at her today, she's out there inspiring the world, doing what I love to do, doing what, you know, my gift is. And I really, really enjoy helping people.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so I know you're on your way to doing your holistic journey, trying to heal people, and I really, really, really enjoy what you're doing. Thank you. Just keep it going, because I'm gonna be all over you.
Yeah,
all over you.
I need that.
Making sure there's no stagnation, and vice versa. We all need it's a team effort. Because a lot of times when you find yourself, you don't have that avenue. And this is why I chose this type of platform, because there are other people that are like myself.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
hopefully one day, somebody will see me and they'll say, you know what, I remember when I was like that. I remember when I was so motivated and I wanted more in life. Let me just help. And that's what I'm here to do as well. I'm here to help. While I'm helping you, you're helping me grow at the same time by me advertising your business and you being here on my platform.
Right.
So I do appreciate that,
Thank
because this
you.
is your time as well, where you could be spending it with your children, but I
Mhm.
love the fact that you're here.
This is for them.
That's right. So do me a favor. Can you tell the audience a little bit about what it takes to be an entrepreneur?
You know, I haven't even quite figured that out myself,
Okay.
but I mean, it takes consistency, I can say that.
Okay.
If you're not consistent, you're not doing it every day, even for an hour. I know people have kids and it's a whole pandemic outside and everybody's trying to figure out something to do.
Yes.
But you have to be consistent and you have to dedicate a certain amount of time to what it is. If you're really passionate about it, if you love it, some people are just trying to make a buck, but some people really do have things that they love and just don't know how to execute it, which is, me.
Mm-hmm.
So, definitely, because I know it's hard. Kids are in school virtually. Some kids, we're trying to figure out some women, mothers have more kids than I do, and definitely, if I'm struggling, everybody else is struggling. So, definitely consistency, I would say. And I've run into a few entrepreneurs myself. I worked for an entrepreneur. One of my first jobs out of college, my internship, and then my first job out of college was at a boutique in New Rochelle, black owned. He's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And he was like one of the first people that I looked at and was like, okay, you can do something like this. Because I went to school for business. Fashion merchandising was my major, but my bachelor is in business administration. And at the time, I didn't even know I could own my own business. I can own something like a fashion business or something, but I didn't really know what that was or what it took. I just know I was taking classes but
what am I doing with it?
Yeah.
Where do I go after this?
Yeah. So it that was something that I looked at as that was one of my first seeing it, and it definitely takes a lot, dedication, dedication, and there's a lot of stepping stones.
Yes.
Yes. There's a lot of stepping stones to get there, so I wouldn't say it's easy.
Not at all.
Very stressful.
Oh. Tell me about it.
Very stressful.
Yeah. And you know what? A lot. We go to school and we're taught, history, English, all the necessary things to get through schooling. But I find that it doesn't teach you about life. And its struggles, its ups and downs. What are you going to need to do when you're out of school at 17 and 18 and you're trying to find your way?
Yeah.
So how did you get through that process? What did you think that when you were growing up, what was going to be your angle?
Yeah. I mean, as a kid, you think you're going to conquer everything.
The world and back.
Yeah. As a kid, that's where that starts off. And then, teenager, you start hearing pressure from your parents. You start hearing pressure from school. You got to get good grades. You got to ace the SATs.
Yes.
And when you get out of that, it's like, okay, I did that. Or I didn't do that, but I'm here now. I'm going to college. It's like, you don't know. It's not the same.
You know what? I definitely agree with you. I remember coming out of high school where I had no idea where I was going. I didn't go to college right away until after I had my first son. And that's when things really became real for me. Like, I have this child now. he needs to be taken care of. I need to do
Right.
something other than what I'm doing.
Mhm.
So I went to school for business as well. Computerized office administrator was my field,
Right.
and I do have a degree in it. And what people don't understand, and I'm not telling people not to go to school, neither am I telling people to go to school, because that is your decision.
I agree.
Can it do a lot for you? Absolutely.
Sure.
But at the same time, I found myself that after I graduated, I was struggling. And they
right.
promise you the world,
Right.
we're going to set you up with jobs here and there and here, and
Mhm.
I didn't find that happening. And
Mhm.
I had to go out and do the research for myself.
Mhm.
And found that even after I took or went through college, I finally obtained a job in the field. After about 3-4 years, I was very bored. It just seems like once I learned everything that I needed to learn, it's like, okay, what's next?
Right. Yeah.
Do you have anything else for me to do? Can I reach a higher level? What is it? And you find yourself being stagnated in corporations as well,
Mhm.
where there's no growth. And when you're that type of person that's looking or searching for growth and you don't get it,
Mhm.
that has a tendency to make you stagnated as well.
Yeah, and then you're questioning everything.
Yes, because you didn't learn these things. It's not like they tell you, okay, after high school, you've learned all this information. Now we're going to set you up in this college, and you're going to learn things from there that's going to take you to a newer level. And we're going to set you up with a job after that.
Right.
Because you're paying money for all these things, and then after you pay all this money, you're like, okay,
Mhm.
you're still like, where am I going?
Yeah.
So I just find that, there has to be more people out there teaching other people ropes, because you're going to get gifts of many. And that just simply means, in one factor of your life, you may be a hairdresser like myself, which I loved being a hairdresser. And it took me to certain avenues or certain levels where I needed to reach at that time. But then I had to venture on because life happens.
Right.
And
Yep.
then you find yourself, oh, wow, okay, can't do hair right now. Now I got to find a different avenue to take care of my children. So what do we do?
Yeah.
We go out there and we get a job.
Yeah, and then we just sit at that job, and because it's paying the bills and taking care of the kids, but it's like, now what?
Yeah, I mean, when
You
you're
gotta
living
chase-
check to check,
Yeah.
are you really living?
Exactly. Yep. You're just taking care of. You're just staying above water.
Yeah, just staying
water.
afloat,
Yeah.
which doesn't determine my life. It doesn't. See, I feel like my life is limitless. Like I'm not saying that I can do everything, yet I can do a lot of things.
Right.
And my thought process is, if I just apply myself a little bit more, put a little more effort into what I'm doing, how much more can I get?
Yeah.
And it's not about money. Money's gonna go when you're doing the right thing and you're helping others.
Mhm.
Money's gonna always come.
Mhm.
But vice versa, when you're helping, that reward is so much more.
It is.
I mean, it's just that feeling that you get.
Mhm.
How do you feel when you're helping others? What do you do to help others in life?
I mean, it could be the smallest thing, like taking a phone call. Like, sometimes we
Yes.
don't feel like answering the phone, but it could be the smallest thing, having a conversation with somebody who's having a bad day and just listening. You don't even have to say anything. Helping someone with a solution to something that they can't come up with themselves because they're all frazzled, or, anything. It makes me feel good, but I'm not looking to feel good. I'm not looking to help people because, it makes me just a happier person.
Feel like a better person.
Yeah, you just feel happier. You help someone. Now they're having a good day, and I could go on with my day. Sometimes it's tricky though, because I'm a person who takes on people's emotions, and that can
Deter you.
that can mess you up.
So you got gotta be careful
You gotta
where your
be
energy
careful.
flows.
Yeah, that could mess you up bad. It's
Oh,
happened
yes.
to me a lot. So, but you know, in general, just it's a good feeling because now you're helping someone. They can go help someone. They can have a better day. Whatever. It's like paying it forward. You know.
That's right. You pay it forward. I'm just so happy that you're able to do that. At the same time, it brings me to this question. Were there ever a time in your life where you had to let go of some people because not only did they deter you from where you're going, but maybe sometimes people's problems become a little bit too heavy and you're trying to reach different levels and you find yourself unbalanced?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, but sometimes I just chalk it up to that's life. And people may not want to let go of certain people just because of like things like history or things like feelings or things like time. I gave all my time and I don't want to let that go. Like sometimes you just gotta let that go, and I had to learn that myself. It's very hard. But back to the self-love thing, you gotta love yourself first. You know, people, you hear it all the time, how can I love someone if I don't love myself, you know? And like I said, it's like easy to say, harder to do. But if you want to grow, if you don't want to grow, you're fine, you know? But a lot of people out there are looking to grow and to elevate, and I was looking for that. And yeah, sometimes you don't even realize that it's happening. You know, you get distant from people. Sometimes it's not on purpose, but then you realize, you look back and you realize, oh, that person wasn't meant to move to the next step with me.
That's right.
So
that is absolutely right. And you know what I found out over time, and you probably did as well, when you're looking for certain things, especially when you're trying to find people that are like you, it's kind of hard to find them. So you become closed in. You're like, oh, why isn't there anybody like me? Why can't I find somebody that wants to grow and elevate and do all the things that I want to do? Not necessarily, you know, in my field, but just want to grow. Where are those type of people at? How did you, I mean, I am so thankful because you're here and we have a lot of things that we relate to.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that prior to.
Right, me too. Yeah, me too.
And it just seems like when you jump into your career and you're doing what you love, the people start coming.
They come. I was going to say that. You don't go looking for it, and you know, I was told by someone, a medium or a tarot reader, from time to time I will look into that because, not just because, oh, I want to know my future, like, I want to know if I'm on the right track, I want to know, you know, certain things. So, one time years ago, she told me, oh, you're gonna, no, not years ago, recently, she told me, you're going to, you know, you're going to lose some relationships, but you're going to gain new ones. Okay. And so just having that confirmation, I'm not going out looking for new friends. I'm not looking for new relationships or people or mentors or anything. When I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, they come to me. They will show up. Right. You showed up in my life.
Isn't it
so
amazing?
It's just weird. It's yeah.
I won't say coincidence because I don't believe in coincidence.
Faith.
I believe in faith.
Yeah. You
know, things will happen for you in its time.
Yeah.
And you just have to be patient and willing and ambition, and you got to have that drive. You got to put everything, your heart, your soul, you got to put it all into it and to make it work. And when and the universe sees everything that you're doing.
Everything.
Just waiting for you to put forth that effort into what you say you enjoy doing, rather than being stagnated and keep complaining about, oh, I can't.
I
And when you,
wish.
I wish. And when you turn that I can't into I can, oh my God, it's so much more rewarding.
Yeah.
What you get out of it. And I complained over the years, even when I was building my foundation here. I kept complaining, like, why am I not meeting the right people? Where are these people at? It seemed like everybody that I was gravitating towards needed my energy more than I needed their energy, not understanding that this is the type of platform that I have. It's not that I didn't need them, because I do need them.
Right.
Just as much as they need me. Because I could be their motivator, and they are my motivator, because they're helping me grow at the same time.
Yeah.
So sometimes we got to see things for what it really is, as opposed to seeing it as a negative.
Right. Yeah.
Because that negative can turn into a positive as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Everything's placed in your path for a reason, be it something, your car broke down, something negative, and like that, it can just turn into, oh, that's why that happened. You know what I mean? That's happened to me so many times. Like, oh, okay, that had to happen, so this could happen.
Right.
I believe in that 100%.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
And I also believe in, see, when you set yourself up, meaning that when you do the right things, the blessings are going to come. So when those things things do occur, you have the right resources to replace those things.
Right. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know how many years I lived my life, and I was so overwhelmed because I couldn't replace a lot of things. There was a lot of things that I just couldn't do because I didn't have the opportunity to do it. Or I didn't create that opportunity, because we are creators, and that's our gifts. This is what we do. We're supposed to create and help others, and as they grow, we grow at the same time. So that's my main purpose for having you here too, because I want to be your encourager. I want to make sure I'm there for you in all times. You have my number now. You can always call me. I'm always going to be knocking at your door. You understand?
Thank you.
Cheyenne.
Right.
What's going on in your life now?
Yeah.
Where you are? Do you have more products? What are you doing? Are you building more? What is that next level that you're trying to reach, rather than being stagnated? That's why I'm so happy that we did come together, because, like you said, it helped you to move.
Right.
It encouraged you. Now I have to do this, because now I already put myself on a platform. I said, you know what? I'm going to do this interview. I have to be prepared for it.
Yeah, you know how many times the only reason that I even was able to take that first step of do something, right, was because of the pandemic. I can't sit at home and do absolutely nothing. I could find a remote job, but those are a whole nother story. But I'm like, I gotta do something. And I'm wasting all this talent. So that made me take that first step. And you know how many times I was like, okay, I took that step, now what? Okay, all right, just go ahead and do the next step. Like, it's just always, you're always gonna second guess or have that moment where you're like, I don't know.
Exactly.
But,
what if?
Yeah.
And you know what's challenging too? Because a lot of people, or I felt my life, okay, if I've reached, because you get kind of scared, like, what if I do succeed? Because now you got to keep going and going and going, because you're always going to want more. You're always going to want more in life. That's who we are. So if we keep creating, we'll keep building. You keep helping others, you keep building. That's just how life is. And I'm just so happy that, I can be there for you, you can be there for me. And hopefully there are other people that are in your circle that can use this platform. Whether it be relationships, whether it be somebody suffering from anxiety, stress, depression, whatever it is. I've been there, I've done it.
Yes.
And sometimes you just need that person to talk it out. Because when you hear your own self talking, you're like, oh, answer your own questions sometimes.
Yeah. Right.
And we only get older. So Cheyenne, I want you to show them some of the products that you have and what they can do, what they offer. Are there any side effects? Whatever it is.
Okay.
I want you to show the audience what you have for them.
So this is the rose quartz candle. It is a blend of soy wax and beeswax.
Okay.
The only reason I tried a blend was because my first trial, I tried straight beeswax and it just wasn't it. It was splitting down the middle when it dried and everything, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to, because I wanted to stay as natural as possible with natural products, good for the earth, good for, because when you're burning candles, it creates soot and that gets into the air and stuff, so I wanted to be as natural as possible. I even had hemp wicks originally.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with the hemp wicks, but these are a lot easier to work with. The wood wicks.
Do they burn slowly or?
They burn slower. They crackle, so you get like that firewood, fireplace kind of feel to them. And yeah, they last longer. So but yeah, so this is a mixture. The scent is Lang Lang and bergamot. So that, when you're smelling the aromatherapy and you're burning the candle and whatever you're doing with the candle, meditating, praying, using it, setting your intentions with the rose quartz. So that's that candle.
Okay.
I do want to incorporate, you see little dried flowers in here. I do want to incorporate flowers as well in the products too. So there will be a certain flower or a dried flower with the candles and probably the bath bombs as well. This one is the amethyst candle. There's no flowers in these ones, but you set your intention with the amethyst. This is a good protection stone. So the scent I used with this one, I think I used frankincense and sandalwood. This one does smell, so I'll let you smell it. But this one did good. This is straight soy wax.
And I noticed that's purple.
Yeah.
The stones in there are purple.
Yeah, that's amethyst.
That's amethyst.
That's amethyst, yeah.
Okay.
And it's just like a good confidence stone. Like I said, protection as well, balance. So that, you would set your intentions with this. So this is the essential oil roller. So inside I have hematite in these, which I said is a deep thought, fosters grounding yourself, getting back to earth. Also,
and that's a roll-on?
This is an oil roll-on. So the roller ball itself is a hematite stone.
Wow.
I replaced them with hematite, different ones. I have a carnelian here stone and a love quartz stone here. But this is the hematite, and then inside are hematite stones. So, you would put your oil in it.
Okay.
And basically by the oil mixing with the stone, these are also cleansed. So you set what you need to set with them, you pray to them or whatever it is. And then you just use it, here. Some people use oils on their face. It's whatever,
And what type of oils are made for that?
Essential oils.
Just regular essential oils?
I mean, I'm sure you can put whatever you want in it. Water.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like to sit their stones in water and put it out in the sun or put it out in the moon and then use it. Some people drink it. But
really?
It gets like that, yeah. So,
wow.
But, whatever you want to do with these, they're here.
So if you drink it...
If people get into it, I'm telling you.
Do you get high? No,
I don't know. It probably, I don't know what it does. I haven't tried it. But whatever it does, I don't know. It cleanses you, I don't know. Grounds you. But yeah, this one is the rose quartz one. So there's a rose quartz ball in here.
Okay.
You do whatever. And a lot of people use essential oil. The reason I wanted to use this was because people use essential oil as well for healing things, healing ailments. I know that I have essential oil to, help my kids go to bed. People do that, use lavender or whatever.
Like aromatherapy?
Aromatherapy. And even, I don't know too much about this, but I've even seen people use them, just like for anything else. Anxiety or whatever it is. They'll use, like, you have to use it in certain places, like on your neck or on the bottom of your feet. on your chest, on your forehead, whatever. So that's
Do each
something you
part
can look into.
represent something different? Like
I'm
if you put it in the
assuming.
back of your neck, the
I'm
side.
assuming each part has to do with healing something in your body or some part of you. Or
Got it.
This is the bath salt. So you would put this in the tub. You can take a nice relaxed bath. You can meditate anywhere, so you can meditate in the tub. This will help you, relax or whatever it is. So inside of here is a citrine gemstone. It's like an orangey yellow.
Okay,
stone.
for people that don't know what citrine is, can you reiterate on that a little bit?
Citrine is used for abundance, success, fostering success, getting your creativity going.
I need a whole lot of that.
Yeah. and some of them you can use for, like carnelian is the same. Not this one. Carnelian is also for sparking that creativity. How do you say, like releasing that inner child, spontaneousness, and stuff like that. So and this one. It's a little darker, but that's carnelian. So some stones have the same properties or the same purposes, but then there's also something a little different about each of them. But yeah, the citrine is, fostering creativity and getting that flowing, or success, like I said, power.
Okay, and you make all these yourself?
I made all of these.
Now, if I were taking a bath, how much of that salt would I need for one bath?
Well, I didn't even think about that, because it depends on you. I don't know if you should use the whole thing, but if you want to use the whole thing in your tub, or if you want to just pour a little bit and save, put it back on your shelf and save it for the next bath or whatever. But at the bottom of these, you are the crystals, so you can keep those when they come out.
Can you get a bigger size? Are they offered in a bigger size?
Well, right now, I just, I like to try and save ideas for in a couple months down the road. I don't like to do everything at one time.
Okay.
Because then I'm going to run out of things to do. So I will offer different sizes at some point.
Perfect.
Gotta keep wanting more.
I'm looking at that bottle like that's made for me.
Yeah.
I am a salt bath girl. Oh my God, you have
me
no
too.
idea.
So, but this one smells like, what did I put in this? This one is patchouli and sweet orange.
Ooh.
So.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'll let you smell that too. But yeah, so these are the bulk of the products. I'm missing the bath bomb. I haven't experimented with that one yet.
Okay.
But I can't wait to do that one.
Now the price range, how are you ranging your prices from what to what?
So right now, I really haven't thought of all of that yet. Like, as you can see, these are like placeholder labels. I haven't even, this is my second trial. So now I feel like, okay, now I got this down packed. These are coming out the way I want. These are smelling the way I want. Now I can focus myself on finding packaging and labels. I don't have everything ready to go like at this very second.
Okay, so
I'm taking my time. I want to focus on one thing at a time. I don't want to just hurry up and get these out because when people start buying them. Like, I want to take my time and pay attention to every detail because I want it to last.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just hurry up and get these out and get any old thing. I want it to last.
Yes.
So,
so if there's anybody watching that can actually help with her labeling and packaging and all that good stuff.
Exactly.
Because we're all here trying to find our way, so let's help one another gravitate towards these ventures that we have.
Yeah.
So like I said, if there's anyone out there, please reach out. So how can they reach you if they need to get in contact with you?
So I have an Instagram page for the product, for the business.
Okay.
For the company. It is _TakeCareCo. There's not much on it at all. Like I said, I'm going to focus on that after I figure out how I'm going to package these off and obviously take photos and brand them, and then get the website, get the pictures on Instagram or whatever it is, however I'm going to promote it. But that is the Instagram. If you want to just watch it, keep an eye on it every now and then, see if there's new things coming out. But then I have an email. My email is takecareco.healing@gmail.
Okay, spell it out just to make sure.
So takecareco, TAKECARE, co, period, healing, HEALING, @gmail.
Perfect.
And that's the email for that. So.
Perfect. Well, Cheyenne, it was lovely having you here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll come back.
Oh man, I can have you back tomorrow. So what time you come back? Soon as the sun shines.
Yeah.
I absolutely enjoy what you're doing.
Thank you.
How you're trying to heal. Sending messages out there and candles and crystals and letting people know that there's alternatives.
There's alternatives, and I honestly, and I also want to get back to nature. We were given everything we needed on earth to heal.
That's right.
And survive, and I just want it to be out there that there are other things, and people have their own vices and deal with things certain ways, but I do want to help in that way. And so I feel like introducing people to a whole new world, basically, maybe somebody will.
Mm-hmm. So if you're out there and you see that you can help Miss Cheyenne Reynolds, please reach out to her. Again, her email address is takecareco.healing@gmail. All right. Come on, we need to support one another, help one another grow. This is what we do. I can't reiterate that. I'm telling you, this is just what we need. It takes a team. Mm-hmm. It really does. Trying to do it alone is the hardest thing you can ever do. It just takes so much longer. Again, my name is Sharonica Outlaw. Thank you for tuning in. This is Emulating Meticulous Motivational Affirmations. Again, Cheyenne, I appreciate having you here, and I hope to see you hopefully in the next couple months.
Yes, I'll be back.
Growing. Oh, yeah, and I'll definitely be in touch.
And I'll have my labels.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Hopefully somebody reaches out that can help you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
I love you.
Love you too.
And have a great day.
You too.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.